From Fox 56 News, election night analysis from Red, White, and Bluegrass. Here's Bodie Brooks.
We are coming up on 7 o'clock, so we're going to be seeing a lot more state results come in. Of course, everybody's thinking about the presidential race tonight, and this has been quite the roller coaster ride of an election. The polls have been tight all the way up to this point. What does your initial gut instincts say, Jared, Trey?
My initial gut instincts say we're going to have to wait and watch the votes come in. I think that the last presidential election was so weird with, you had COVID, you had a push to move towards a lot more early in mail-in voting because of COVID. You had Donald Trump telling people not to trust early voting and mail-in voting. And you had Democrats who may have otherwise voted on election day being scared to vote on election day because of COVID. So now you have a lot of people trying to apply lessons learned from that to the numbers we're seeing this year. You can't do that. It was a totally different situation, but a lot of those laws stay in place. So more Republicans are voting early. Does that mean higher turnout from Republicans, or does it mean that they're just people are voting early versus voting on election day? Democrats is kind of the same story, but in reverse, less voting early. That probably means that some of them are just going back to voting on election day, which they wanted to do in 20, but we're concerned about COVID. So anybody who can tell you right now from exit polling numbers, from early voting numbers, from polls that they know what's going to happen, don't listen to them, because it's going to be an interesting night. Honestly, either candidate could win by a whole bunch. We just don't know because we're in a new era of voting processes, and so we don't really know how to apply what we're seeing to what's going to happen.
I mean, Jared, do you feel the same way?
I do, actually. Trey and I actually agree on this. We don't know if there's new voters that are voting early or just regular voters that would have voted on election day that are voting early, so there's not really bringing new people into the fold. The one thing I see that I think you can use for information is the amount of females that early voted. It was very much higher than before, and so that could be finally the pushback against Dobbs may rear its head here in this election. Like Trey said, don't listen to anybody till about 10, 11, midnight to begin with. It's going to be a long night. It's not going to take as long as it did in 2020, but it's going to be probably tomorrow before we know.
Along with the women voting thing, even that, Dobbs was probably more likely to lock those votes in, so those people probably felt more comfortable voting early to go ahead when it was convenient because they knew who they were voting for because of the Dobbs decisions. So even that...
But I argue that brought first-time female voters out.
Potentially, but again, we won't know until we actually see who voted, and we won't know that we'll know numbers hopefully soon, but we won't know who voted for weeks.
I know y'all are betting men. You said we're likely going to know by tomorrow night. Trey, do you think we're going to know that soon too?
I think we'll know. I think we'll probably know middle of the day on Wednesday. We may not know numbers, but I think we'll probably know who the next president is by middle of the day Wednesday.
I would much rather be the Harris campaign than the Trump campaign. Harris campaign closed faster, harder, lots of energy, lots of volunteers. Trump campaign closed, half-empty crowds, a lot of rambling, questionable body gestures by Trump, microphones. Just, you know, I think if you had to be in one camp, the Harris camp's where you want to be if you're a worker or a supporter, I think.
Harris is closing stronger, but Trump has more paths to victory. There's more places where he can lose one and win another and win, whereas Harris has a much more narrow path.
What do you think it ultimately captures what that closing argument was? What was the effective issue that is a closing argument for them?
I believe Harris was like, it's time to move on from Donald Trump. We've had 8 years of this. Let's move on. Let's close this chapter and look to the next chapter of America's future. And I think that's a very compelling argument to people.
Trump's closing argument was strange because he's been much more disciplined than he was in the previous two campaigns, almost this entire campaign. In the last 10 days, really since the Madison Square Gardens rally and the remarks about Puerto Ricans at it, the whole campaign has kind of veered off course. So his closing argument has been, who knows, it's been very scattered, it's been very chaotic. It's much more akin to 16 and 20 than it was for most of the campaign this year. I think his point was, I did a good job before, bring me back in, but it's been kind of all over the map the last 10 days.
I'll have to cut you off real quick. We'll check back in with you all one more time before the end of the show. Marvin, Andrea, back to you.